right. Good morning, everyone. Morning, Mr. Lysenko. Nice to see you. Oh, you're muted.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Nice to see you. Valentine?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. I don't see Mr. Steffiero.
I see him.
Yeah, I'm here.
You know why? Because I've got a little box that's covering up here.
Hey.
There you are. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So are we all ready to get going then? Tracy, are you ready?
Good morning, I'm ready.
Great, wonderful. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and call PUC proceeding number 23A-0599CP. This is the application of Caring Hands for a CPCN. If I could first have appearances.
Yeah,
Mr.
Matthew.
Steffiero.
Yeah, Matthew Steffiero from Caring Hands Transport LLC.
And would you be kind enough to spell your name, please?
Yes. Matthew Matthew Staffiero Staffiero.
Thank you so much. Okay, Mr. Valentine?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mark Valentine from the law firm of Keys and Fox on behalf of Tasco, Estes Park, and Home James.
Tasco, Estes Park, and Home James. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Valentine. And Mr. Lysenko?
Yes, Roman Lysenko, Lysenko, on behalf of Explorer Tours or Red Rock Shuttle.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you all for entering your appearances. We are here today for a second pre-hearing conference in this matter. We had a pre-hearing conference a few weeks back and set the matter for an evidentiary hearing and set some procedural deadlines. But at the party's request, we're having a second pre-hearing conference to just kind of check in on the status of Caring Hands application and whether and how you want to proceed with it. Go ahead, Mr. Steffiero. What have you learned in the interim?
Yeah, absolutely. So after speaking with PUC, so we're still working on getting the fine details of our contract with the VA. However, with the service type that we had with the scheduled service, it was actually entered by one of our administrators as the wrong service type anyway. So we are intending to withdraw that application.
Okay. Do you know have any? I'm
It
sorry.
should be done today. That's
So
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then that will make things easier. And are you going to be refiling a different application?
Correct. They will be refiling as soon as this one's withdrawn. They're going to work with Ms. Condrua to make sure that they're implementing the right service codes or service type.
Okay, that sounds great. I think that'll help both you, us, and the other parties. Mr. Valentine, do you wish to weigh in?
Yes, Your Honor. I just would remind the applicant that pursuant to statute, if they're contracting with the federal government, they don't need PUC authority.
Yeah. So we're there because we're also going to be doing some stuff that's not all with the federal government. So we're adding a new service to ours through a different waiver claim that is going to be fortunately and unfortunately overseen by PUC eventually. So we won't add the VA to this next application. It's just going to be for our EBD waiver only.
Mr. Steffiero, can you give us a little bit of an explanation of what that other service will be?
So it will be similar to what we were initially doing, coming and picking up and bringing to our day program. It's not going to change. It's still the same stuff. It's just a different billing type. These ones are billing Medicaid.
But it's still you're still paying you're still providing service to the federal government, right?
Yeah, that's going to be that one. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and then is there another kind of service?
So we do have waiver services where we have adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities and the elderly, blind, and disabled waiver, 2 Medicaid waivers here in Colorado that we provide transportation to and from our center from their home only.
Okay, and that's service that you're providing to the state, and it's Medicaid service, right?
Correct.
So you don't need PUC authority for that either. That's now regulated by the Department of Healthcare Policy and Financing.
Oh, okay. If we were doing private pay, would that be overseen by PUC?
If it was going to be private pay, that would be overseen by the PUC. But um, that's a question that's being considered by the commission right now. I think you probably would need some kind of PUC authority to do that, but the question then becomes what kind of service and what kind of service would depend on whether you're going to be providing it pursuant to a contract or whether you're going to be providing it in some other way. And, I mean, that's a little bit more of a complicated question.
Yeah. We're not currently having any thoughts of private pay currently. I just know that's something that the board has talked about in one of our board meetings. So I'm contemplating, I think that's what they were going to have that conversation with Ms. Kondrura about to see what exactly we need to have on that application.
Okay, and then so
specified.
yeah, and then there's one other question, which is, are you going to be providing that transportation service as part of your overall sort of package of care? In other words, I pay you $100, and does that fee include transportation to the center, care for the day, and then transportation back home?
The way that our transportation currently works, since we're doing it through all of the waivers, is we have to bill it separately. So I think that's where my ownership is getting a little confused. If they're able to, if it was an all-inclusive cost, would that still fall under PUC, or is it only if we're billing for transportation directly?
I think it's only if you're billing for transportation directly. But even then, I think there's a question of whether that service is ancillary, excuse me, to, the overall service that you're providing. And if that's what you're doing, I think that you and I can work out something fairly straightforward if the PUC decides, Ms. Kondra and her staff decide that you need authority. I think that we'll be able to come to some sort of accommodation. The ideal path is that it's ancillary and that it's billed as part of an overall package. Because then you don't even need PUC authority, in my opinion.
Right.
Okay.
And I agree with Mr. Valentine. I think he's stated it concisely, clearly, and thoroughly. So if it's not what you need, we don't want you to be wasting time and money proceeding in front of the PUC. Mr. Lysenko, I don't want to leave you out of it. Do you want to weigh in on all this?
Sure, Mr. Stafara, just want to remind you, we only come across about those national parks, like national parks, Red Rocks, and I'm sure it's not part of the service you will be providing. So if you, for example, will need to reapply and you will see us, you know what to do. Just restrict your application from those national parks and Red Rocks, and we will be out of your way as well. So we can work something out as well. So just keep that in mind, because it sounds like you will be trying later on, and it might be fall into the same category again, and we might be seeing each other again. So just keep in mind that we just come across on those national parks.
Okay, yeah, no worries. I definitely have a note of that for sure.
Okay, great. Mr. Valentine, anything else?
Nothing else, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Lysenko, anything else?
Nope.
Mr. Stafaro, give you the last word. Anything else?
Not at this time.
All right. I want to really thank all of you for being here, for working so hard to try and figure this out. Mr. Stafaro, congratulations to you and your team for trying to work through all this and get the right application. I'll be looking for the withdrawal today, and then proceed as you need. And if you need to speak with Mr. Lysenko and Mr. Valentine some more, they might give you some pointers on how to restrict it so that you can just get it issued as an unopposed application, should you still need PUC authority. Sound good?
Absolutely. Sounds perfect.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you for keeping this quick. And I'm glad we were able to take this time to try and work all this out. I think this helped everyone. Most appreciate it. The rest of all of you have a wonderful rest of your day on this nice sunny day we're finally having after clouds and rain.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Have a good day.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank
Judge.
you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.